Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What's going on, Pile One? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. Welcome. We are back doing another pick a card love reading. This time we're tapping into and channeling your person's honest, true, real thoughts and feelings towards you and the connection at this point in time. This is a reading that I do weekly because what I find is that, people's thoughts and feelings towards other people can change and shift and ebb and flow just depending on, what's going on in that person's life. And so just check back weekly regardless of what might be showing up in this reading, right? And I do want to say to that front, like, if you're getting, no matter how the feelings might ebb and flow, if you're getting more positive readings in regards to the energy that's showing up, that just shows you that your person's baseline, that's their baseline, right, towards you, regardless of how things are ebb and flowing. So just know that. Pile 1. All right. Just keep in mind it's a general, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something doesn't resonate, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. Okay, and I do have personal readings available, including a $25 reading where I can tap exclusively into your person's thoughts and feelings towards you. All the booking details are in the description box below. There are also other $25 readings available in the specific person category. Just go check them out, see which one fits your needs. We're gonna get right into your reading. You guys were drawn to the very pretty fiery fire quartz. Quartz with hematoid, I believe is what it's called, hematoid. It's iron, okay? Iron, that's rust in there, you guys, believe it or not, but whatever. Yes, I'm picking up some fire energy, but I'm also picking up some air energy. I don't ever explain stuff like that unless I'm tapping into the energy of someone who is that way. Okay, so I'm picking up on somebody that's very detail oriented. Air signs are coming through. Air and fire. Okay, Aries, Leo, Sag, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, also heavy on Mercury or mercurial placements. So definitely Gemini coming through, also Virgo, okay? Very detail oriented. Let's see, your person's honest thoughts and feelings towards you, their overall energy. We have the tribe. We also have opposition. So this says 180 degrees of separation. So you guys may be separated from your person right now, okay? This is polarity, tension, dynamic, challenge, conflict, mirror, relationship, unsure and wavering. I just heard you're not your person's favorite. Right now, the good thing is that we do have tribe showing up in the upright position. And so this just may be kind of like where your person is at with you at this point in time. Okay. There could be things between you where you guys do clash though. I'm hearing flag. There's something that your person might be flagging when it comes to your guys' connection. But overall, the fact that we do have tribe showing up in the upright, let me read and see what that has to say in the book. All right, it says essential meanings: community, belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connection, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. And then we have relationship message. It says you're discovering the essential qualities that you share with one another, and perhaps also those you don't share. There are times when you follow and the other person leads, and times when you lead and the other person follows. The appearance of this card points to the importance of learning the proper dance between you and another. Accepting the truth that everyone has flaws is part of that dance, yet you are also being asked to be aware of the dynamics that you don't want to repeat. You're in the perfect place to make changes in order to experience the best version of who you can be together. What's coming through pile one is, for whatever reason, yes, you guys have things that you agree upon. You guys do have compatibilities, right? For some reason, though, your person might be focusing on incompatibilities here with opposition. We'll see, all right? We'll see. Let's see, the number 8 may be significant. Pile one's person, your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile one at this time. Actually, what I wanted, no, we'll leave it like that. All right, pile one, your person's true, honest thoughts and feelings towards pile one at this time. Pile one's person, how do you honestly, truly feel about pile one and this connection? Still holding a grudge. Okay. They opened their reading with that. But we do have, I know we can work through this, and moving slow but making progress. I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings. What I'm actually holding with that, or what I'm getting with that, is that your person refuses to get in their feelings about a grudge that they might be holding, or about an argument. There's something here about a grudge. This doesn't necessarily have to be them. This could be them talking about a grudge that maybe you're holding, but they're not. Yeah, because they're saying they're not in their feelings about it. You are, okay? So this feels like they are pointing towards a grudge that you might still have. Here we have, I question your love for me. Let's get one more. Oh, I do honestly love you. Okay, so your person does love you, pile one. They want you to know that. Bottom of the deck, we do have healing from heartbreak. And so, yeah, there seems to be like a rift or a tear in the fabric of your guys' connection. How deep that tear goes, or whether or not, you know, it's something that's irreconcilable, is just going to depend on, you know, the different energies that are tuning in. But your person is coming through saying no matter what the opposition is, they want to work through it with you. Okay. They do realize that whatever grudge that you might be holding, or, you know, whatever it is you might be constantly throwing, this is their wording, not mine. Okay. Whatever it is you might be throwing in their face, they want to move past it. All right, pile one. The reason why they might be questioning your love for them is because you haven't had the ability to move past, you know, is it called a grievance? Yeah, some kind of a past grievance or something like that. They know it's going to be slow, right? They know that it may take baby steps for you to be able to open up towards them again, just depending on what that grudge is. Let's do some clarifying. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, more and more it feels like whatever the opposition you guys have with each other, it doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it's an opposition or a conflict that has something to do with your guys' inherent compatibility. It feels like maybe something that happened between the two of you, okay, that caused you to maybe hold this grudge. I am picking up where maybe you're holding on to that grudge as a way to kind of keep some mental and emotional distance between you and your person, because you might be healing from heartbreak here, at the bottom of the deck. The fact that this is coming through in regards to your person's thoughts and feelings towards you, they're acknowledging that, okay? They're pointing towards, maybe some of the ways that they've hurt you. The fact that we have this energy here makes it feel like your person's coming through in a sense of like they understand where you're coming from. They know why you're mad. They can even relate to it and have compassion for it at this point in time. But they want to, like, I'm hearing a question come through, like, can we move through this? Can we work through this? Because your person's coming through in an energy pile one, and I'm strictly channeling right now. If you're up to it, they're saying, if you're up to it, if you're up to working through this, they know that it might be an uphill battle getting things back to the way they were before you guys had, a reason to hold a grudge or a grudge to hold, but your person is up for that task. They're up for that journey, okay? If you are, they're saying. They say that they know that the two of you can work through this. They know that you can. But they're not sure if you're up for it because you're still in this energy of holding a grudge against them, okay? What do we want to... Well, tell me about I refuse to fall in love and catch feelings. Yeah, no, they're saying they refuse to get in their feelings about it. They want to move past it. They don't want to keep bringing it up. Which that could be a point of contention between the two of you because maybe that's what you need. Because repetition, right? Maybe it's the way that you're bringing it up or you're presenting it to your person. You keep throwing it up, and this is what I'm channeling. You keep throwing whatever that grudge up as a block rather than maybe an obstacle for the two of you to be able to work around. Okay, this is what your person is saying. It's like, it's like they get the grudge, they get it, they get why you're mad, but they're saying that the way that you're using that grudge is acting as a block. And if you would just use that grudge as maybe an obstacle, your person knows that you can work through it, right? And that's just them, pile one, okay? If for whatever reason you holding that grudge up as a block is the way that you're able to heal from it, by all means, do what feels right for you. I'm just communicating to you the messages that are coming through as far as your person is concerned, okay? Let's see. Channeling's on point today. Let me look at I question your love for me. Why is that here? Tell me more about I question your love for me, pile one's person. That doesn't feel like it meshes. Pile one's person, what's going on with this? We got I question your love for me being clarified by the Nine of Wands. Whose energy is the Nine of Wands in the upright position? Someone in this connection, and it could be your person, you might be at like where you're at with this grudge right now because you are using it as a block so that you can heal. You might be done, right? At least in the energy that you're in now. Your person might be questioning your love for them, pile one, because they're seeing you, they might still be like in that energy of wanting, yes, they're willing to work it out, work through it, get past it, let's mend this thing and stuff like that, and you're not. And so your inability, the way your inability to work through this with them at this point in time makes them wonder or question how much you love them, or if I don't want to say if you've ever loved them at all. They're looking at you through the lens of what they would do, right? Which is projection. They're not understanding your process. And, you know, legitimately, Pile One, if you're in that headspace or that heart space right now where you're just not wanting to be with this person anymore, you know, of course, that could have them questioning your love as well. Anything else to add for I question your love for me? Because you're finding yourself, you're finding what works for you, you're finding out how to fill your own cup, right? With the Nine of Cups here, this just might be you fighting to live and love another day, but maybe not with this person. Maybe, you know, this Nine of Cups does feel like you kind of on an emotional fulfillment journey, learning how to make yourself happy, learning how to validate yourself, learning how to find yourself again. You may have gotten lost in this connection with your person. Yeah, and that's a largely part of the reason why, because your person may be in the energy right now, Pile One, where they're wanting to like merge and mesh with you, and you're not on that. That's not where you're at right now. You are on purpose kind of holding up a grudge as a way to distance yourself from your person so that you can heal and find yourself again and learn how to fill your own cup and stuff like that, so that you're not being codependent on them and their energy, right? Yeah, with the Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I mean, you're experiencing breakthroughs and, you know, clarity and focus, and that might be part of your healing journey. Is apart from this person and whatever it is you guys got going on together, you're finding yourself again. As an individual, as a single person, maybe even, you know, for those of you where that resonates, yeah, oh, then we got the Queen of Wands showing up at the back of the deck. Yeah, you're finding yourself. You're finding that spark within. You're learning how to light your own fire and, you know, how to source that sense of aliveness within yourself and not relying on someone else to light that for you, right? Is there anything else? Moving slow but making progress. Tell me more about that. Oh, okay. Your person is the one that's needing to get on the same page. They need to do basically what you're doing. They need to learn how to fill their own cup. Because right now, their energy is like the King of Wands in the reverse, you know. This healing from heartbreak feels like it needs to be on both sides, you know. Yeah, your person may have done something that caused you to hold a grudge, and now you're using that grudge as a barrier to keep you and your person separated so that you can heal, you know, and their response to that is to want to draw nearer to you, right? But that's very indicative of insecure attachment styles, and your person, that's what they're needing to do. Because right now, the two of you are not matching energy. You're not on the same page. You guys want different things. And it always feels like maybe that's the way that it's been. You know, when you wanted something close and, you know, really intimate with them, it's like, you know, they pulled away from you, however they may have pulled away from you. And now that you are like, okay, fine, go do your thing. I'm going to go do my thing and find myself and learn how to make myself happy and validate myself and, you know, feel alive just in and of myself. It's like now they want now they want to draw near to you, right? Yeah. And so there hasn't been a lot of aligned action in between the two of you in this connection. You guys just very rarely have you been on the same page about things, but that's where your person is saying, like, that's what they want. They want the two of you to get on the same page and to get into alignment with each other. But there's just been a lot of codependency between the two of you, especially within this connection, with the Nine of Pentacles showing up in the reverse at the bottom of the deck. I feel like that's healing, though. You are learning how not to outsource your sense of aliveness and your sense of validation and all that stuff. You're not outsourcing that anymore. You're learning how to source that in-house within you. I hope that makes sense. All right, Pile One. Whew, that was your reading. I hope that it resonated. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If it did resonate, take a moment, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want to by hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 1, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. Pile 2, welcome back to my channel. What's going on, you guys? If you're new here, my name is Michelle. Welcome, welcome. We are back doing another Pick a Card Love reading. We are tapping in and channeling your person's real and honest, raw thoughts and feelings towards you in this connection at this point in time. This is a reading that I do every week, and I have noticed that, you know, just depending on what your person's mood might be, it can cause their thoughts and feelings to fluctuate. So just keep that in mind. But I do want to add to that, that if you've noticed that most of the readings tend to be either negative or positive, then that's your person's baseline regardless of what they're going through, okay? So just keep that in mind. And pile 2, this is a general reading, so whatever resonates, take it, run with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for the people that it's resonating for. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, including this reading. I do have a thoughts and feelings reading where I can tap exclusively into your person's thoughts and feelings towards you specifically, exclusively, all right? That's a $25 reading. I also have many other readings available in the specific person category, so go check them out, see which one fits your needs. All right, you guys, so pile 2, you were drawn to the Rainbow Moonstone. The Rainbow Moonstone. Let's get your person's overall thoughts and feelings towards you. We have, let's see, the number 12 with a change in the wind. So there's something might be shifting. I am seeing seeds scatter. I don't know if that's wasted or what that is. What else do we got here? We have the 9th house and the 4th house. So we got Cancer and Sagittarius energy coming through. 9th house is spirituality, religion, higher mind, philosophy, law, morals, ethics, big ideas, ceremony, travel, and publishing. And then with the 4th house, we have foundation, home, security, privacy, ancestry, nurturing parent, nurturing parent, femininity. If this feels like, because these are on opposite ends of the spectrum, right? Almost sister signs, but not quite. And so there's kind of a duality that your person picks up on when it comes to you and their connection with you. We'll see how this let's see how this works out here. What could be shifting is your person might be spending a lot of time at home. Because with the number 9, I am picking up on Hermit energy. What they're saying, though, is that you're very go with the flow. And I'm feeling like, now I'm feeling like there's a lot of energy and a lot of messages coming through and impressions. I'm seeing the wheel where it goes back and forth. So this very mutable energy, right? Which Sagittarius is a mutable energy. But you're both a homebody, and this is how your person, like their thoughts and feelings, like you're both a homebody, but then you also like to get out and do things. Like there's a balance within your energy. You can be both, right? Let's see, let's find out what's going on, because your person, there's a lot scattered here. There's very scattered energy with your person. Your person's thoughts and their beliefs, you know, when it comes to this connection, might be shifting and changing. Let's see, pile 2's person, your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 2, please. Your honest, true thoughts and feelings towards pile 2. I'm hearing against the wind. Huh. I am picking up on scattered energies too. Okay. Let's get one more. Says I'm in love with you. Oh, your person, yeah, there's a lot of scatteredness to their energy, kind of wishy-washy, very back and forth. At the bottom of the deck, it says these skeletons are staying in my closet. Your person right now is a closed book, is what they're saying. Right now, at least, for now, okay? On the board, we have no regrets, just another fish in the sea, still heartbroken. I'm feeling on top of the world. Let's do this, and I'm in love with you. I'm picking up on some heavy back and forth with your person's energy. Honestly, let me find out what the overall energy here is, because their thoughts and feeling, like, what is going on here? Hold on, let me find out. They're a loner. Yeah. Pile 2's person, what is going on here? That's a lot. I don't know if I'm going to take it. Oh, tower moment. That's what it is. Okay. That's why they go back and forth between, like, oh, you know, pile 2 is just another fish in the sea, and then one moment it's like they're in love with you, you know. Let me find out what's going on with the skeletons. Oh my gosh, yeah. And then we got the 9 of Swords showing up at the back of the deck. Did you guys just break up, or your person's thoughts and feelings when it comes to you in this connection, pile 2, are all over the place. All over the place. It's hard for your person to really pin down what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you, because it's something, it might be something else separate from this connection, or it could just be the fact, I mean, it could be that the two of you broke up and they kind of flip-flop back and forth between wanting, you know, to like draw near to you again, versus, you know, then they get to the part where they're grieving and they're in the anger phase of that grief, and it's like they want nothing to do with you. You're just another fish in the sea. It's kind of like that. When they're not feeling angry, that's when they're tapping into like how they feel authentically about you in the connection, and it feels more like they're in love with you, right? They feel on top of the world when they're with you and all that good stuff. But then when they're tapping into the pain, and that's when the anger comes up, and then that's when they're like, they don't want anything to do with you, right? And so your person's thoughts and feelings towards you, pile 2, are going to largely depend on kind of like where they're at in the process, okay? There's a process your person's going through. We did see a tower moment happen. What's that tower moment? Tell me about that. I'm hearing ground zero. Yeah, many of you have broken up with this person, and it may not be, or you walked away from this connection, you ended communication, you ended contact, and now it's like you guys are at ground zero. So now that everything has been basically been blown up between the two of you, like, now what, right? And your person right now, because they are in that feeling of being at ground zero, they don't know what to build or how to build. It is very confusing. I can sense that, because the reason why I'm being quiet is because I'm really tapping into your person's energy, and I'm seeing where there's one moment where, you know, they'll be soft towards you, and they'll start rebuilding the foundation, where it's like, okay, they, you know, the foundation of maybe repairing and rebuilding what the two of you have, or restoring it, right? And then they'll get mad, you know, the pain will be triggered by something, and then they'll just blow up again. Like, you know, the foundation that they built, including you in it, just they blow that up and then they're back at ground zero again. There's a lot they want to say. Oh my gosh, lots. You guys, they feel stuck. There definitely is. I'm hearing a mismatch of energy going on right now. You might be feeling very stable or just kind of on point and on purpose with things, and they're feeling very confused. They don't know what to make about you and maybe where you're coming from now, like how you're showing up or not showing up. We have, yes, your person's feeling very confused with the Seven of Cups showing up here. We have the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords in the reverse, and then we have the King of Cups. At the back of the deck is the Knight of Cups. Your person still has a lot of very feel-good feelings when it comes to you, which hurt them, though, when they're tapping back into that pain. Maybe the pain of separation, the pain of your guys breaking up, or the pain of you walking away, or whatever, right? This also feels like their own dichotomy, though, with the Queen of Swords, the Six of Swords reverse, and the King. It's like they keep going back and forth between being very detached, almost cold, right? Then, you know, back and forth between that, and then back, you know, back to being open, feeling softness towards you, receptive, wanting you back, wanting things between the two of you to be restored and stuff like that. They keep going back and forth. Tell me about no regrets. Okay. With the Chariot in the reverse, I mean, they don't like it, but they're not regretting it. They don't like that things between the two of you have stalled out or even stopped, okay? They don't regret it, though. They know this is a time for them to learn how to stand on their own 2 feet, okay? Especially for those of you where maybe you guys have had some financial obligations to each other. Using this time, your person is using this time to kind of get back on their own 2 feet financially. And that may be what they're focusing on too, right? They are seeing, what they're saying is they are seeing the blessing in the fallout at this point in time. Tell me about just another fish in the sea. What is that all about? Okay. They're not, okay, this feels like it might be talking about other people, okay? If your person is out there entertaining other people or just on dating apps or whatever, it's like they're not taking any of that seriously at this point in time. They're not giving any better. They might be giving some people like attention, but it's like it's not, it's very superficial. Whatever it is they're doing with other people is very superficial. Because they're still feeling heartbroken over you. What's I'm feeling on top of the world? I feel like that's the feeling they're chasing. Yeah, that's what they're chasing. And that is energy too that they kind of try to tap back into sometimes, the way that they felt when things were good between the two of you, but they're chasing that feeling. For some of you, your person could be literally like, you know, chasing highs, emotional highs, but it doesn't feel like it's very, let me find out. What does this have to do with pile two's person? Yeah, okay. So they're feeling out on the doghouse with you, right? They're feeling like you guys are on the outs right now. And they're just trying to figure out how to feel good about their life again in the absence of your warmth. Which makes a lot of sense because your person might be in the, you know, like they were showing up in the Nine of Pentacles energy earlier. Yeah, I would have been a lot more happier to see it show up in the Nine of Cups, because that would have shown your person learning how to like fill their own cup emotionally. But I mean, they got the right idea. They might just still be going about it the wrong way. And there's nothing wrong with getting into like, you know, Nine of Pentacles energy in the upright position. That shows somebody getting out of codependency, right? They're trying to figure out how to do that, how to light their own, how to spark themselves up, how to encourage themselves, how to fill their own cup, right? Tell me about let's do this. Oh. Why is the Eight of Wands showing up in the reverse, clarifying let's do this? Let's do what? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Your person is wanting to work through things with you, but there's a delay there. Your person knows that they've got to get some things situated within themselves first. Your person is seeing themselves very much as a hot mess, and they're like, I got to get my shit together. I got to get my stuff situated. I got to figure this out. If there are any yeah, and then we have skeletons staying in the closet. That could definitely be some kind of an addiction or some kind of a secret that your person's been holding on to that maybe you don't know about, pile two. Let's see if we can do some digging. What are these skeletons that are staying in the closet, pile two's person? Because this is what's driving the bus, okay? What are these skeletons that are staying in the closet you don't want pile two to know about? There's the Eight of Wands again in the reverse. Oh, okay. Whew. Your person may not want you to know just how much of an impact you have on their life, how important you are to them, what they want with you. A lot of this, they may be associating weakness with really letting people in, right? They might not want you to know that they're heartbroken and that they're still heartbroken on top of that. They may not want you to know that. What they may not want you to know too is that they may have crafted messages to you. They may have a lot of messages that they have written to you, just kind of hanging out in like their notes app, or you know, that they've journaled about you or written about you, or a lot of unsent messages that they've never sent you. There's a lot that your person has been wanting to say to you, pile two, that they've been holding back on. That could be that Queen of Swords energy too, kind of acting as a gatekeeper. Why is that? Tell me more. Ego battles. Yeah, ego and pride. That's what's going on here. Your person is having a really I'm hearing they're fighting for their lives when it comes to their ego and pride. Fighting for their lives because their ego and their pride, you know, and ego in and of itself isn't bad inherently. It's what it's been built with, what it's been programmed with, right? If an ego is healthy, you know, where it works with, you know, your heart space and stuff like that, you know, that's fine. But in this regard, it feels like your person is dealing with ego and pride in a sense that, you know, they're dealing with programming that may have been around, you know, having feelings for somebody makes you weak. Or, you know, if I have feelings for someone, that person's going to be able to control and manipulate me. There's fears and doubts and, you know, just stuff like that. It's not good. And so there is a pretty hefty fight that your person is undergoing with, you know, it's like their mind and their heart is battling. And it is because the mind has not been in alignment with their heart. In fact, there, you know, it could have been very recently. You may have awakened this person's heart space. And so now it's like their heart and their ego are battling against each other because they may have had an ego that has believed, you know, feelings to be a bad thing, right? Having feelings for someone's a bad thing. Because then that, you know, makes it to where that other person's going to be able to control and dominate. There's just some things here your person's having to fight their way through, okay? Again, did I tell you the number 12 might be significant? The numbers 4 and 9 might be significant. The number 13. The 12th house, which is Pisces energy, but also, let's see, December, the month of December could be significant. December the 4th, December the 9th could be significant dates. I am picking up where your person is feeling that this connection is very sacred. It does hold as some kind of a, like the bond itself. Your person has picked up on the bond that the two of you have is actually really sacred. They have not been treating it that way though. They may have been treating you as if you were just another fish in the sea, even though they've fallen in love with you. And you actually make them feel really good. And the reason why things feel so scattered is because we do have that cognitive dissonance is what it is, because of that tower energy. You blew something wide open in this person, pile 2. And you might be making them confront within themselves whatever those skeletons are. Okay, they're in a battle with their own ego right now, between their heart and their wounded ego. All right, pile 2, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out again with me today. If this resonated, do me a favor, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want to by hitting the subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 2, I will see you guys at your next Pick a Card Love reading. Bye, guys. What is going on, pile 3? Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. And we are back doing another Pick a Card Love reading where you're tapping in and channeling your person's honest, real thoughts and feelings towards you in the connection at this time. Just keep in mind it is a general reading. It's a collective reading, so whatever resonates, claim it, run with it, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't resonating, just drop it, leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating for. And I do have personal readings available if you would like for me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection, including a thoughts and feelings reading for $25. There's other $25 readings available in the specific person category if you want to go check them out, see which one best fits your wants, needs, and desires when it comes to your connection. Okay, you guys, so let's get into your reading. You guys were drawn to the blue Apatite stone, which is usually good for communication. So we'll see if that factors in at all. We have chop wood. The number 42 could be significant. That could be somebody's age. Number 6 could be significant. And then we have the third house. Ruled by Mercury and Gemini. This is, communication. Yeah, this is communication. So your person is thinking about communicating with you or reaching out, okay? We got communication, thinking, devices, community, early education, travel. That would be like short distance traveling. Neighborhoods, social life, and perception. So let's see what chopped wood has to say. The number 42. Essential meanings. This is being grounded in everyday experience, humility. For relationships, it says nothing is as important right now as just doing what you need to do day to day. Let your heart remember that not everything has to be hard-won, passionate, or even obviously meaningful. I'm hearing something about letting the dust settle between the two of you. I don't know if things got really heated, but I am seeing that. Relationships and friendships go through lulls when the everyday tasks are at the center of awareness. That is perfect now. Hold hands, wash dishes, make a fire, read a book, share a meal, say nothing. Stare into space, pick up socks, tell a dumb joke, and leave space to breathe. The work of your relationship right now is very simple, just to be present. Funny how it takes work to just be. All is well, really. Okay. So, let's find out. I don't know if you guys have kind of, maybe there has been a lull in communication. Maybe communication between the two of you has stagnated. I'm not picking up on blocked energy or no communication, but I am picking up on stagnancy. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. Pile 3's person. You are on their mind though, pile 3. I'm hearing something about thinking about what to do next. Okay, what to do next, what to say next is on their mind. There may be a desire to want to kind of like maybe spice things up or liven things up or rekindle something that's coming through. Pile 3's person. Your honest thoughts and feelings towards pile 3 at this time. We will be together again. Yeah, somebody's person drives like either a red or a maroon Dodge pickup truck. That's very specific, but that is coming through. No one compares to you. There's no one else. Okay. You know what this is feeling like? Let me see. Keeping my options open. I want more. I want this more than you know. Let's get one more. I do honestly love you. Back of the deck, yes, it says I'm stalling to avoid taking action. What is going on here? That's showing up at the back of the deck though, you guys, so it's not the strongest of energies. I do feel there's something, I don't know, what's the saying? Finding the spark in everyday life, that's something that's coming through. So the fact that we will be together again, there is some kind of a lull in communication. Maybe the two of you just are taking a break. It doesn't feel like it's a hard line separation or an actual break up, but there does seem to be kind of like a stagnancy going on in your guys' connection. If that's the case, which I do feel like that's the case for the vast majority of you, your person has just been focusing on work, okay? Little projects they're doing around the house. you know, maybe some things they're doing within their community. They're staying close to home is what they're saying. If there is any traveling going on, it doesn't feel like it's super long distance. It's just within, like, you know, I'm hearing things like the metro, okay? So, yeah, there might be some traveling that your person is doing for work, but it just feels like they're staying close to home, okay? Let's see. So we will be together again. No one compares to you. There is no one else, your person is saying. Keeping my options open. So the fact that we do have keeping my options open with there's no one else, they're not talking about options in terms of like dating options. Okay, we'll see what that's about though. We also have I want this more than you know, and then your person is closing the reading with I do honestly love you. Okay, so I will say that your person doesn't have a problem with the idea of factoring you into like their everyday life, their everyday routine, but I am feeling like something, at least up until this point, maybe has posed itself as an obstacle. Your person may just be used to doing life alone. Maybe they've been single for a while. Let's find out what keeping my options open is all about. They like options. Your person may be very, there's some fixed energies that's coming through. Oh, Hierophant, yeah. That's specifically Taurus energy, okay? Your person is very stuck. It's very stuck in their ways. That's what's coming through pile 3. And it's been kind of a love-hate relationship with your person when it comes to this connection, not because of anything that you've done or said that is wrong, but it's like their dealings with you is kind of forcing them to grow, and they're having a very difficult time with that, okay? Because they've been very stuck in their ways up until this point. Very stubborn. Other fixed energies, so we have Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, and Aquarius, okay? There's something about your person maybe needing to think outside the box, get outside of their comfort zone, and none of those things make your person happy. You know what I mean? It's like they're stuck in a comfort zone, and I feel like you're the kind of person that just naturally kicks other people out of the box, right? Or kicks other people out of the boat, so to speak. And, you know, they're coming through saying something along the lines of like, they're having to take you and or this connection in small doses. I'm picking up on Scorpio energy too, just overall in the connection. So that could be you, okay? Wait, Scorpio and Taurus, those are opposing, opposite energies, right? Yeah. And so it's like the energy that your person gets from you, pile 3, is that you guys are opposites in many, many ways, but you guys are opposites in the way that actually works together somehow, okay? So, you know, they bring the wood, you bring the fire, and it just works. But there's something about, I don't know, let's find out, what is that? What's going on pile 3's person? Because I'm tapping into some resistance when it comes to really fully receiving and surrendering this connection. What's going on here? Where's this resistance coming from? Oh, okay. Devil in the reverse. I can't show it on camera because it does depict some kind of nudity. I don't want to get flagged by YouTube, but your person might be going through, let's see, tell me more about this devil in the reverse energy. I like that it's in the reverse, okay, but let's find out what that's in reference to. Tell me more about the devil energy here. Your person may have attachments or just this weird single behavior that they just like, or they might just have a weird way of living life or doing things, or they just might see themselves as being very eccentric, eclectic, just not for everybody, okay? They may have a difficult time bringing you into their little world for some reason. Tell me more about the devil energy here, please. That's Capricorn energy showing up. Yeah. There's some insecurities your person's dealing with, pile 3, for some reason, and it's like if they bring you any closer than what they've brought you in already, it's like they're gonna feel way too exposed, okay? Way too exposed. The Devil in the reverse with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. They don't want to be with anybody else. That's not their issue. They're not looking for anyone else. But they have they've gained some kind of comfort with doing things by themselves, living life by themselves. What they're saying is there's very few people in their world, in their life, that, you know them and knows everything about them. What action are you not wanting to take, or what action are you avoid taking, pile 3's person? The King of Wands is showing up quite a bit in these readings, and the Queen of Wands, just, in different representations, whether reversed or upright. That's just them stalling to avoid taking action, period, is what they're saying. Because the King of Wands is the king and the master of taking aligned energy. Taking aligned action. This is letting me know that your person knows what action they should and even want to take or need to take when it comes to you in this connection. And doing everything in their power to not have to take it again, because there's something about getting, out of their comfort zone. But there are some things, like I'm seeing them, like there's some skeletons in your person's closet. This is how they feel anyway, that they're very hesitant to show you. They're very hesitant to open up. Inner skeletons, inner demons, monsters, whatever the case may be. They actually are very afraid, pile 3, of you seeing them for who and what they really are. Tell me more about keeping my options open. See, I don't like this energy, because that now it does feel like keeping their options open. Let me see. Is this talking about third parties? Okay, this isn't anything that you're not already aware of with the moon in the reverse. Why? Okay. Are you keeping your options open for other romantic parties? Yeah, that is what it feels like. But it's not for the reasons that you think. I'm not picking up on commitment here with you, right? They haven't made the decision to commit. But I feel like the reason why that is because they have a fear of they have a fear of commitment, is what it feels like. Even though for the most part I feel like there isn't anywhere else they want to be. They don't want to be with anyone else but you. There's almost a fear that your person has of completely shutting the door to other romantic options and just committing to you. This is there's a perpetual, a revolving door of that your person is wanting to keep open, because that's just their way of keeping people from getting to know them, getting too close to them. That's there. And until they deal with that, pile 3, they're going to have a very hard time just shutting themselves off to other romantic opportunities. Now, I do want to reiterate that your person believes that they have found the ultimate person in you, because we have them here saying no one compares to you. There's no one else. They do honestly love you. They want to be with you again, all that good stuff. We'll see what I want this more than you know, what that has to do with. But yeah, it's a back and forth. Okay, this keeping their options open is strictly like a self-preservation tactic. Okay, avoidant, you know, they might be avoidant. That's what avoidance will do. They'll use connections with other people to keep themselves mentally and emotionally distanced from the one they really want to be with. Okay, tell me more about I want this more than you know. Oh, communication. They want to talk to you. They do want movement, right? They want progress in the right direction with you, but there's something that keeps causing them to hit the brakes on that again, and I feel it like it's that devil energy. I mean, albeit it was showing up in the reverse, but it's still there. It could be that the longer that the two of you are separated from each other, that devil energy, that self-sabotage, you know, self-limiting beliefs and even addictions could be weakening in a good way, in a way that might actually favor this connection. Is that comfort zone getting to be too... Let me see. I'm picking up on an energy of their comfort zone might actually start to... Okay, here's what I'm picking up on. Your person's actually growing as a person. They're evolving in that comfort zone. They're starting to evolve past that comfort zone, and they're in that spot with it, pile 3, where it's starting to get really... They're starting to get very uncomfortable in that comfort zone. And that's where they're at with it right now. It's very uncomfortable. Your person's at a point where they know where this relationship is at, where the connection is at. The next step would be to make you a part of their everyday life in some way, shape, or form. Include you more, right? Do life with you more. Integrate you into their life somehow. But that is still outside of their existing comfort zone. And part of them staying in that comfort zone is keeping options open, right? That actually is going to be your person's way of kind of showing themselves that they've outgrown that comfort zone, is by, you know, barring off all other options. Getting off of the dating apps. You know, deleting other people's phone numbers and stuff. You know, this is carrying, I don't know if you know what a little black book is, right? I don't even know what the modern day vernacular for that is, but, you know, back in the day, people talked about little black books, right? And it was, that was kind of the sign of like when you found your person, you get rid of that little black book, right? And I kind of feel like that's what's going on. Your person has like a proverbial little black book of just casual connections, people that they might just reach out to whenever they need like a last minute date for something or whatever. And part of them outgrowing, you know, who they've been as a person is to get rid of that little black book, but they're still... because they haven't fully yet outgrown that comfort zone. They are. I can see your person growing and evolving as a person. I'm even hearing spiritually. And they're at that point where they're about ready to, you know, outgrow that comfort zone. But right now they're still in it, kind of like, you know, like a caterpillar in a cocoon or a chrysalis, whatever they call it, getting ready to be born again and be birthed again as a butterfly. But that's where things are at. So that's what's going on with your person right now, pile 3. They're getting ready to bust out of that comfort zone, but it is so unnerving to your person right now because they have been so stuck in their ways, their old ways. Guy, I hope they know that that's what's going on, because that can be so unnerving and disconcerting, you know, for someone if they don't know that's what's going on, or that's what's happening. So they do want growth in this connection, or they just want growth overall. Tell me more about I want this more than you know. This feels like they're being driven to grow and evolve. You may have had something to do, or you might have something to do with their growth and their evolvement, as a person and as a, you know, an energy and a spirit, pile 3. Yeah, because I was picking up on Scorpio, or a very plutonic energy. Yeah, there was something about your guys' connection and their involvement with you that has served as a catalyst to like transformation and growth. And your person wasn't necessarily like, you know, they weren't really ready for that. And I'm even picking up that they weren't really a willing participant. There may be something going on with your person's North Node path, pile 3. Almost being forced to being forced into evolution. I'm picking up a little bit of resentment in their energy, you know, not necessarily towards you, but it's like, you know, having to go through something in this life, where it's like all of a sudden it's new territory. There's a lot of things that are the unknown, and for people with very fixed placements, that can be very disconcerting, right? But that's really just anybody that has been languishing in an existing comfort zone that they need to outgrow. And I really feel like that's what's going on with your person. Let's see if we can gather timing, because it says we will be together again. Okay, they opened their reading up with that. Okay, that you will be. That's the first thing they wanted you to know. You know, that's what they think about. With a Hierophant showing up in the reverse, that's them busting out of their comfort zone. Yeah. OMG. Okay. Let's see. Timing. That's Taurus energy. Okay. Which, let's see, at the time that we're filming this, we just came out of Taurus into what? No, we're about a week or two into Gemini season right now. Let's see. Virgo energy could be in there somewhere. The Leo Virgo cusp. But, you know, we do have Taurus energy, Virgo energy, Capricorn energy. The earth signs or the earth seasons could be significant. This could also say that there still might be, I'm hearing a time of reckoning. Your person has to go through something first. You know, I can see, I mean, it could be a while. It could be a while, if I'm being honest, pile 3. Like, when you're going to be together again, it feels like your person has to, especially if there's an expectation here of the two of you maybe having something more committed. It might take your person a while longer, you know, to really, yeah, I feel like they're right up against the boundary of their comfort zone, but there's still some of it left, right? There's still some more growth that they're needing to go through for that boundary, for that comfort zone to really start to crack open, and for your person to finally, like, you know, bust free from it. It could be within the year, you guys. Okay, 6 months, they're saying. 6 months to a year. Is communication going to come through? Because I feel like that, some of you, your person might actually be, you know, off on assignment somewhere. We got the sun in the reverse. There's Leo energy coming through. So, like, yeah, Leo. All right, Taurus energy coming through. They're saying 6 months. Okay, 6 months. Your person has some things that they need to clear out, though, and it feels very personal. Yeah, some of that may have spilled out into, like, their everyday, you know, day-to-day routine. Like, there's some things that they're needing, because I'm picking up on somebody whose energy is very messy, and that could be translating into, like, their actual, like, environment being very messy. They've got, like, maybe a messy house. If they've been keeping options and they still have, like, a little black book, so to speak, I mean, they got messy connections. They're needing to tie up some loose ends, right? Your person could just be living life as single right now, but with an eye towards, you know, they're going through whatever transformation they're needing to go through, you know, cleaning up their life, cleaning up their space, you know, but it feels like they're having to clean out their mental and emotional space first, and then that's gonna, you know, lend to cleaning out their actual environment, including like, you know, outdated connections that they need to get rid of and stuff. But, you know, they haven't come across anybody that they have, you know, a connection with in the same way that they have. In fact, they're saying that no one compares to you. If they are entertaining anybody else at all, again, it does feel very superficial. Like, I don't, if there's a word that's even more superficial than superficial, it's like it's that. Okay, very on the surface. It's just, you know, I don't know. It's not that your person's confused. They know where they want to end up, but there's just a gap in between where they're at now versus where they want to end up, and they're just trying to, you know, figure themselves out in the meantime. All right, pile 3, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If it resonated, do me a favor, take a moment, if you would, smash the like button. For me, it's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you want to by hitting that subscribe button. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile 3, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, guys.